Hello, this is Tam, the TamBoTC channel, and today we are playing Fallout 76, but also reviewing it. Now this is going to be my review, me playing through it, so if we do run into random strangers, other players, oh gosh. Yeah, so I'm going to be reviewing this game. So Mr. Wicca, are you prepared? Because I don't think you ever prepared for the mess that this game is. Oh my goodness. But anyways, this game has so many problems. Where do I even start? Let me start... What the... Oh, it's level 22, that's why. I'm an idiot. Anyways, I'm playing with a character called John Cena. And you're probably better off with, I don't think I lost much. The worst you lose is stinking, you're like, what is it? You're stinking, 1 cap, that's fine. You only lose your junk when you die, so, and you can get rezzed by other people. This game... Let's start with good things about the game, if there are any. So, I actually had an experience where you're going to see the videos actually, but it's a nice experience. I ran into just a random player. It was like, oh, he gave me some directions and helped me out with something. And then it just turned and blossomed into this thing where we're just pretty much best buds. And sadly, even though I don't have the rest of the footage of what I went through, why am I still really hurt? What the heck's with that? Come on, game. No, but, man. This game is just too much of a mess. And it's just unbelievable. So there's a grafted monster, by the way, clipping through the dang wall. Yeah, this game is just a disaster. So I played with this new person I've never met before, and it just blossomed into friendship. But we've had so many problems you'll see along our journey that's just so ridiculous. You can't go anywhere in this game without having some sort of problem. And it's just really stupid. Hit detection is delayed for me. Enemies will teleport around, the lag spikes, and frame rate will drop at absolutely awful levels. And it's just horrible. Look at this. Man, these servers are bad. There'll be a time throughout, like, most of the time you're going to realize that there's always going to be a server problem where it just doesn't respond and it freezes you. You're going to have that quite a lot in this game. It's just going to freeze up everything. And you got texture pop-ins. This game just looks awful. And I think the vibrant color is actually worse in some ways. The survival aspects I felt were coming along more Metal Gear Survive. I said I was going to talk about good things about this game, but really there's just not much good I can say about it. And it did come along feeling a little bit Metal Gear Survive in some areas, and it was awful. So with the survival elements, such as seeing stuff like trying to stay in like water and food level. It's absolutely silly and constant. At least it's manageable, and it didn't become too much of a nuisance. But every single little thing this game has that you know and love, like VAT system, combat, all of that, is just really ruined by just this being multiplayer. VAT system probably shouldn't be here, and even though it did work sometimes for me, and you'll see in the footage as well, it's still really awful and jarring. There's so many experiences that will take you out of the immersion, and this is the obviously the most glitchy and buggiest game. You'll also see those in my videos. Some of them are really bad. Some of them are funny, of course. But when you got an entire game for 60 bucks, now 40 because it already realized the mistake, and I have a feeling this game's going to be impossible to fix. So that's going to be wonderful. So yeah, I don't think this game is going to be an easy fix for Bethesda. Matter of fact, I would even go as far to say that they might not be able to fix it at all. It's just that bad. But yeah, there's just a lot of problems. I wonder if that's the place that I think it is. Yeah, that is the place. Okay. Sorry about that. I wanted to just show you that the places. I'm still not entirely familiar with everything in this game, so bear with me. There are some interesting things and little quest signs here and there, as well as creepy places, but they really, like, don't amount up to anything, and without, like, any real NPCs, although...
Would you believe it? I've been looking all over for you.
Yeah, this world is so lifeless to the point they need robots to be replacement NPCs. It's just absolutely dreadful. Dag nabbit. Once again, I don't care. There's a lot of reused assets. I do like the look of the map, but it's still absolute rubbish. Oh, that's just my last death point. Oh boy. But yeah, this game's got so many problems, it's ridiculous. And they just stack up on one another, along with the game crashing. Man. It's just so boring, too. There's just nothing to it. Like, I didn't like No Man's Sky, and its base gameplay was just really boring to me. But the changes they did make, I do think benefit No Man's Sky. I don't know what to say for Sea of Thieves, though. I still feel like that game's boring to an extent. But yeah, this game feels like you can't save it. Like, you need... Like, I understand a new engine isn't just like one whole... just the entirety of the, like, one engine. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's like one separate thing from the rest of the game, but it's got several parts to it, of course, and there's more to it than just like saying it's an engine. I think whatever parts they changed, and they just need to scrap the entirety of whatever you want to call it engine from the entirety of their future games. I know Starfield's probably using it, and I think they should probably scrap the idea and remake Starfield from scratch, because it's going to be awful. And if they still can save Elder Scrolls 6, but if they decide not to, it's going to be really bad. I also want to say, Bethesda, shame on you. You are very bad, disgusting people down to the levels of EA and Activision, literally. It's just so stupid of them. Lots of recycled assets in this game, of course. And now you see that not all new or changed. It's not really new because it's just a game that's never had multiplayer to it. Other than that, there's not really much new to it. It's just really glitchy and has so many technical issues. It's just, I don't think I can list them in just this video. The combat, it suffers a lot, especially due to all the technical issues. It just makes the combat so bad. I found until I ran into that really friendly person that I did, that I felt like the reward system was actually pretty poor. Hello. Alright. Yeah. Here, I wanted to show you guys this place. This is where they, I think they held the 76 event, but there's nothing truly memorable about this game either. Like, I feel like, and the funny thing is I'm trying to look kind of like John Seed or Joseph Seed. And I feel like, I also have sunglasses to go with this. I also have the Pastures outfit to go with this. But I felt like Far Cry 5 was far better than this. It's got better gunplay. The open world is great, and they even bring in companions or followers, which is awesome and something I deeply loved about the Fallout and just any of Bethesda's other games that were that had NPCs and such in them. Like, the followers are some of the most unique and interesting. Oh. Also, you can't stinking pause when you go into your Pip-Boy. It freezes you like this. Ow. It's just really bad. I'm just gonna skip these idiots. There we go. So, of course, it's got survival elements to it. If you're a fan of survival, then I don't know. Because I don't even know if you're gonna like this. Because with it, it's practically at times feels very unplayable. It's that bad. Okay. I wanted to get through there, but no. I also guess that's not the same place unless I was going the wrong way. It must be because of the robots standing guard. Yeah, dang. Anyways, I really don't care about my drops. Yeah, this game is just an absolute disaster. I don't know what to say. Alright. I have plenty of caps, I don't care. Besides, I don't think I'm going to be playing this much longer. You kind of, like, this is a game too that, even though I've been playing quite a bit of this, and I wanted to do that idea with, pull off that idea of playing as a Todd Howard lookalike character and a Pete Hines lookalike, but that dream's kind of shattered now, because they're evil and they're corporate. The lore thing, by the way, is convoluted in this, and Bethesda, shame on you once again for saying the lore doesn't matter. If I heard any Miyazaki, Hidetaka Miyazaki, come out from Dark Souls and say that from software that the lore didn't matter for the Souls games, I would be really disgusted. That is just awful. I think lore is better than the main story a lot of times. Like, even the lore in Bethesda games was better than the main stories of Bethesda games. So don't tell me lore is stupid and shouldn't, and, like, it's pointless or whatever. Whatever your dumb excuse is. It's obviously not true. Because the lore can be many things. There's a lot of connections to the lore, there's a lot of attention to detail, and in some cases it's even relatable and really unique. More so than, like, a lot of the main stories of their games, where it's just kind of generic. You're the hero to save the world. Lahi. And it's just really lame. I love their main stories, but they've kind of grown dim over the years, and now they barely have one. The main story's not that good either. It's super boring. And it's just dreadful. This game, like, you don't even need to play more than like 3 hours, I'm guessing, before you can actually judge the problems that this game has, because there are so many. It is just beyond ridiculous. And the like whatever their store is, the atomic shop or whatever, microtransactions, just makes them even more like EA. And it's already a lot of the things we already knew about them turning into a corporate business like that. Is that I want to say that even though I hate Elder Scrolls Online, I think Elder Scrolls Online runs so much better than this, and it still at least has stuff that the oh, it's one of those. So yeah, there's these forests, by the way, in the game that are like man-eating plants, this guy was telling me, that I played with, and they're actually decently interesting. So I want to discover places so that I can fast travel to them, so that it's kind of like a way of saving my progress. Luckily, I did not buy this game. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. I did not buy this game. I rented it off of Gamefly. I might play it one last day, but that's about it. This game is not worth it. For 60 bucks, even 40 bucks, it is not worth it. But I will say that I had fun playing with that person. But once again, I can't say that that's something definitively good about the game, because you can have fun with any game with multiplayer. Even stuff that's as mediocre and boring like The Division or Destiny. You can have fun. This game is just... it's just pitiful. It is... I can't stand this stupid game. So I wanted to show you guys this. I'm sure you've seen other people. I know I've seen other people live stream it too. I think these little forests are pretty cool. Wish it was morning. So there's a bunch of things too you're going to notice when you play from Fallout games, where you're going to be like, but what about this? Like, you want to sleep out the nighttime so that it would be daytime. And it's just like, now you can't do that. And there's going to be several moments like that, and several things for fans of the games, or maybe not, I don't know, that are probably going to have that realization of, oh, I can't do this or that anymore. And it's just really pathetic. Okay, that's just... yeah, the enemy variety, there's definitely plenty of enemy variety, but with how... just look at this combat. Not only is it so simplistic and silly and the VAT system doesn't matter, but it's already powerful enough. There's a Scorch Beast. The AI is pretty bad at times, by the way. I've had enemies like the Scorch who don't know how to... they're like stormtroopers with their aim. They're really bad. So here's the forest. Yeah. Oh, there's screens, apparently. Do that. Let's put a stealth mode on, actually. Alright, Alright, so yeah, this just don't buy this game. Whoops, why'd I do that? That was a complete waste. There's good things to talk about it, of course, but the bad is just so overweighs the good. For every positive you could find about this game, a negative follows, and it's just absolutely awful. Without human interaction, sadly, it can't save itself, and I think this is the first time a game where they want to rely on live services and updates to make the game better. I actually honestly feel like they can't accomplish that. This feels like a game that won't be able to accomplish that kind of thing. It's just so bad. I don't know if this technically would be worst game of the year, but I think it is for various reasons. First off, I think it's worse than something like The Quiet Man. The Quiet Man's only like 15 bucks, maybe less. It actually went on sale too, but it's such a nightmare game. And there's still cool moments you can have, but it is not worth it with what this game has to present and how it plays in the first place. It's just so bad. So, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this video. We got some bots there, and we got a Scorched Beast. Like, I like the designs and stuff like Scorched Beast. And there's some weird things too, like me and my friend actually, and you'll probably see in the video, I think, where we tested out a nuclear explosion from a car and he stand on top of it, and he blew it up, and it hurt him, but it didn't do anything to me. Anything. Like, what is that? I just think this game's absolutely ridiculous in almost every area it has to offer. I'm just speechless on so many levels. Bethesda is done the ultimate worse, and it is one of my favorite companies. Now I just feel like there's like no games that I can look forward to now anymore. My favorite games were games like Mass Effect, and then Andromeda came along, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's absolutely awful. Alright, there's one of those glowing guys. Let's just get across here so he can't get us. Is this the swamp finally? I've been trying to get over here. Oh crap, no. So you're, by the way, when you don't drink water or food, it'll affect your AP. Stamina bar, so that you can't really run far. And I find overburden as well as the kind of ender chests and how they work, the stashes, are kind of silly. Also, I find that I find the building to actually be just really mediocre and boring to me. I can still have fun with it to an extent, but after a while, I would go back to Minecraft. I honestly would, or just Fallout 4. I think they're more worth it still. And, just Fallout 4 still has so much substance to its characters and worlds, even if it's not doing very well with that. You can get tons of diseases, but I really don't notice the effects of them. They're barely noticeable, and they're more of an annoyance. There's so much clutter that will be on the screen a lot of the time, like if you have quests. As I'm getting too stinking... Oh no, what is this? I want to be somewhere else. Oh, this is the swamp, though. I do want to be here. So there are Mirelurks in this game. But yeah, there's some decent bosses, but nothing amazing. And you will find a lot of unique enemies and such, like this giant sloth, some frog enemies, especially with lightning. Death claws are back. A lot of your favorites. There's Wendigos, and that's cool. But once again, with how all the technical issues, it just makes that stuff just really bad too. It's like cool at first. It's like, oh, that looks cool, and then the game gets in the way of your fun of wanting to be impressed by something. It's also the Mothman, of course. So the music is pretty good to this game too. I will say that, but I don't think music holds up a game, honestly. And it's just one factor. Sound design is fine to an extent, but it's a mixed bag. I can't believe this is a review where I'm like, even I'm struggling to stinking say stuff because I'm just speechless and how it's come to this. All of this crud. Just everything. Even for this review, I'm just like, how? Now all my favorite games are dead, pretty much. The only games I have hope for are from Ubisoft right now. Like, Ubisoft literally is the only company that I have hope for some games that are good. And Rockstar made Red Dead, but now Red Dead's gone by, and I'm still gonna play it and love it to death. I'm still like, what then? It's not like they're gonna make a Red Dead 3 after this. And I'm not a big fan of Grand Theft Auto. I'm happy for other people who love Grand Theft Auto. Congratulations, but just me personally, there's like no other games I look forward to. Like Metro, I look forward to that, and I look forward to Sekiro, Ghost of Tsushima, and Death Stranding, but there's barely anything. My favorite games of all time, Mass Effect, what I'm hearing about Elder Scrolls using the same old engine, and now Fallout and such, it's just a disaster. I hate blood bugs, no. Go away. It's just so many dang problems that have been happening with this gaming industry. And I want to add to what Kotaku was talking about. Whatever his name is at Kotaku, I can't remember. So please put in the comments below if you remember. But games are definitely at a great place. Definitely. Just look at Red Dead. But the bad thing is the companies behind these games keep pushing trash. And I also want to deny Ubisoft to an extent on the loot boxes and microtransactions. While I do agree, and I'm like, okay, Ubisoft, you got a point. If we stop paying for them, you'll stop making them. We got that. But first off, the chicken came before the egg, the loot boxes came before the dumb people buying them. So there's still that problem, as well as now you're just abusing it, still making yourself look bad in that way. And I'm gonna need to drink something soon. And the other problems with that is just like the people who do complain about it probably don't buy the products. Where there's probably people out there that they can't tell them to stop buying the products, and people who have legitimate problems where they can't help it but to be addicted to that sort of thing, kind of like to a video game or something else. They can't help that. Whatever it may be, whatever effect it may have on the person, they can't help that stuff, and it's just too bad. So while I do think you're in the right with what you said, to blame the gamers outright would be completely wrong to quite a great extent. Maybe you could say it's on even grounds, but it really isn't. Once again, loot boxes came first, then the people buying them. And I'm not going to deny I've bought a few, but I barely buy them. The only games I've bought loot box in, like any kind of box that could be considered loot boxes, and I think I've only bought like 5 in Gears of War 4, and I've only bought one thing of points for the Creation Club, just to get the Doom Guy armor. And then ironically, and I felt really good about it, but the points that I had left over I was able to use towards the Skyrim set in Fallout 4. And I was like, oh, well then, it went on sale and now I can use this. So I was actually happy with that, but I still really have to say no to it, and I haven't spent a darn thing after that on loot boxes. A darn thing. I'm able to hold back on that crud. I've even had the problems with those like minifigures where they're mysterious and you don't know what you're gonna get. And I used to buy some of those, but I stopped that even a long time too. Of course that was when I was younger, but I was able to stop myself. There's just all sorts of nonsense. The problem Kotaku, everybody at Kotaku with blaming YouTube gamers for stuff is that, first off, gaming is at a great point, but it is the companies that are not learning from their disease. I just got mixed with the disease thing that came up there. Ooh. I hope a Mirelurk Queen doesn't pop out of here, or a Mirelurk King. Anyways, there's still decent things of this game you can find, but nothing amazing. That you're going to hold on to without having something bad follow it. This game is just a mess. If it was free, it would probably be a much better game, but it is not. And this game just proves on so many grounds, so many things that is wrong with the gaming industry. And, I don't care. Let me die of dehydration. I just come back to life anyway. Yeah, this guy that I went with on different, you'll see once again in the videos on different quests. I'm definitely having fun, but I still hate the game, and I'm still making fun of it and such. But I kind of want to run into the Mothman, though. I've seen him before, but he kind of just sits there a lot of times unless you interact with him in some way. But yeah, this game is just hot garbage. So game companies just don't know how to make games better. Like, take for example, you can say Destiny is on such a high level with itself that it's a game that has so much to it, so much depth, and you can say that it's come so far, and that you use Destiny as an example. Kotaku could use that, but then you have the microtransactions, a lackluster story and character development, glitches, and all this other stuff piled on top of it. And then you got the negativity coming out of the mouths of the very developers and publishers themselves when talking about the game. And it's just really awful that it comes to that stuff, and that they start mocking their fan base, when the dumb part about that is their fan base is what made them who they are now. I can open this safe. It's just so many levels of dumb. I don't even know where to start with all of this. But yeah, once again, even I'm baffled this whole stinking review. And I hope you guys did enjoy this to some extent, even if it's not entirely what you want to hear or what you wanted. And once again, a lot of stuff here is both objective and subjective, the subjective part being just my overall personal feelings with the game, as well as the rating I might give this, but I think to an extent with all the when it comes to all the technical issues and such, and how they affect the gameplay, the story, lack thereof, and such, as well as how the developers respond to their fans. It's not good. It does not look good for your reputation, and it's absolutely putrid and disgusting. I'm gonna go further down here. Looks kind of like Mars, doesn't it? I would rather go with Far Cry 5 if you want that experience that feels more like the Bethesda games you know. It's so ironic that I'm playing like a Far Cry 5 looking character. I called him Jordan Seedna to be funny. And I might do I don't even know. I wanted to do Ubisoft Fanatic, but in the wrong publisher game. Just wandering around trolling people that he runs into, but I just want to get this game out of the way. It really is like a burden on me. I'm just randomly exploring things, by the way. And I didn't care about losing my stuff, by the way. I didn't really have much good anyways. And most of my other goodies are stored in my stash anyways, so whatever. But yeah, I think you know what, this video has gone on too long and you probably don't give a crud, but I'm going to give it final ratings. So a realistic rating for this game, I think, would be something like a 4 out of 10. Maybe a 5. I don't know. Jeez. No, 4 out of 10. My personal rating, I did have fun with this game, so I'll give it a 4.5 for giving me the experience that it did, but I still absolutely hated it. So, yeah. And I'll give the audience recommended rating is going to be a 4.2 out of 10. This game's just dreadful. It would probably even be at a 3 or a 2 out of 10 because of how bad the technical issues are. And a matter of fact, their updates make the game worse. I was talking about that too with the new person I ran into. Once again, I hope you enjoy those videos when they come up. They're less negative sounding than this video, so you'll probably like that. I do want to say too, like when it has indications like that and such, the art style is kind of nice and flashy, but once again, it doesn't make up for everything else going on in this game and the price that this game's at. It really doesn't make up for all that. It's garbage. There's so many glitches and problems with this game. Anyways, I just want to get this video done because I can't stand the future of gaming right now. It literally feels like it is close to dead. The only companies I trust now are companies like Sony and Nintendo. Like, even though Microsoft has done some good, it's done a lot of bad as well. And so has Nintendo and Sony, but a lot of the dumb things at least didn't feel too harmful to an extent. But yeah, I don't know what to say. And even though Rockstar is really good, I'm not a big fan of them, as well as they have done loot boxes and not loot boxes, but they've definitely done microtransactions, and it's really dumb. But yeah, just now Bethesda is amongst game companies like Konami, EA, and Activision, and some of those companies are losing a lot of money in their stocks. Even what happened to Square Enix recently. IO is over there with WB, and I fear that they might ruin Hitman in the future. Or third Hitman, and that's going to be part of this trilogy. And I just don't know. But I think Hitman 2 and Spyro Reignited, also expect that to come back, is a game that is more worth your money in time. They're both excellent games. Excellent remaster and an excellent Hitman game. Just so much good to that. This game, no. Don't purchase it. I wouldn't even say for 20 bucks. or $10. I think this game literally should be free. It's got an absolutely lifeless, barren world, and I hate it. So, hate's a strong word, but whatever. Dislike it. So I hope you enjoyed once again. Like, share, and subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will see you guys next time. And yeah, I'll probably be playing this for one last day. I'm glad I didn't buy this, and I used my free trial for this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.